Kate DiCamillo is a children's author with over 20 books, right? But when she was trying to get published on her first book, she was rejected 473 times. 473. That is a crazy number. It's madness, right? Now, but what I think the lesson is from Kate and her persistence is this amazing ability to deal with rejection in a healthy manner, right? We know that Kate did not take an entire year to wallow in self pity um, in the fetal position per rejection because she's not 473 years old, right? She did 473 across 6 years. And so what she did was she was able to minimize the emotional reaction so that it was a minor blip on her radar and she could go about her day and she could take it in her stride. And so, this video is all about rejection. Now, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, I'm not trained or qualified at all in psychology. These are just some points I think that might help an amateur adopt to become a professional creative. So, don't take it personally. Easier said than done, I know, but there is one way you can do it, right? Now, it's called emotional detachment. So, for example, if you have submitted your manuscript to a publisher, right, and immediately after submitting it, you start to fantasize about getting published, right? You start to go, oh, yes, this is it. This is the one. I can feel it. I'm going to get it. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend it on a car. I'm going to buy my mum a house, right? The verdict hasn't come in yet and you're already spending your imaginary millions. This is very bad for rejection because if you do get rejected, you're going to feel it 10 times, 100 times more than if you'd stayed emotionally detached, right? To use a phrase from Seth Godin, you can say this pre-submitting your manuscript. This might work, this might not work, right? And that way you stay neutral, you stay objective, you acknowledge the fact that failure is a very real possibility, and that way you don't become crestfallen if you do get rejected, right? Now, there is a question of what to do in the meantime, right? So let's say you sent off your manuscript, you're getting rejected, but you're continuing. You want to get to 500 rejections before you finally stop, right? Now, so you send it off. Let's say Kate sent it off by email. She attached the PDF, email publisher, send. That's it. What does she do now, right? Well, I think the best thing to do is get started on the next one, right? While she's sending off her first manuscript to get published, let's start the second book, right? Because in that way, you get to practice, you get your creative juices flowing, and you get nourishment from working on a new project. You're not just stewing there in bitterness that you keep getting rejected. You're actually doing something exciting. You're practicing creativity, which you clearly love if you're trying to get published, right? Excuse me. Now, another tip I would say is it really helps to take rejection well if you don't need it, right? That if you're working a job that you like and you're sending off manuscripts in the evening in your downtime, rejection is very easy to take because you're quite content in your job as you are. Nothing ventured, nothing gained kind of thing. But if you've spent your last dime to submit this manuscript or make it to that audition or something like that, then it's going to hurt a lot more because you're desperate, right? You have to make it. If you don't make it, you will be devastated or you will be distraught, right? Now, one of the benefits I see vis-a-vis rejection in a healthy manner, dealing with it in a healthy manner, is that it lends itself to you making work you're a lot more proud of. If fear of rejection is a huge thing for you, you're likely to say and do things that you think they want to hear, just so you can avoid rejection. But if the fear of rejection is tiny for you, if you can take it in your stride, then you're more likely to do work that you are proud of, right? So if you make a manuscript and you're sending it off to publishers, right, but you're extremely proud of it, you will not regret having spent time on creating that manuscript. You will actually point to it and say, yeah, I love doing that. You will not only will you get the satisfaction, you will be in a better place in that, you know what, I don't care. Regardless of whether I get rejected or not, I'm very proud of the work I did. I can happily put my name to that. I love doing that, right? So not only would you be very proud, is that it'll put you in a healthy spot should you get rejected. So these are a few tips. As I said, I'm not qualified psychologist, not trained therapist or anything. I just thought that these might help. These insights, these assertions might help an amateur creative adopt a better relationship with rejection should they want to become professional creative. So, hope that helps.